Here you go, Muñeca. Under my skin. I wasn't special, not in the way I wanted to believe. I was just... next. They were already here, deeper in the pit, free in their own way. Each one looked almost the same. Thin, fragile, pale as ghosts. Their eyes were huge, glassy and wide, the color of shattered sea glass, hair long, tangled, matted, clothes barely clinging to their bodies. They didn't speak. Not really. And when they did, it wasn't in English. Their voices sounded like broken baby babble. Sometimes one would creep into my corner of this hell and study me. "Hey," I gasped, raising my cuffed hands. But the moment I moved, they vanished, slipping away like shadows. "Wait," I begged, crawling to the edge of my chain. "I won't hurt you." But the pet, as I soon came to call them, didn't return. I sank back down into my moldy blanket nest and stared at my surroundings. Slowly, night came, and loneliness was nothing compared to what waited for me when it got dark. Foxy and Billiard, the malls. "Happy birthday, dear Foxy." "Happy birthday to you." It started soft. I thought I imagined it, but the sound came again, louder, closer. I sat up, heart hammering, and peered through heaps of garbage. There were eyes, huge glowing yellow ones, high off the ground, scanning the room like flashlights. "I know he's got something good hidden all the way out here." A gravelly voice spoke. Another deeper voice rumbled, "Yeah, it better be worth it." The ground trembled under their footsteps. I clutched myself tight and crawled backwards, deeper into the shadows. Then I saw it, a fridge, abandoned, rusted. I crawled inside. "Hello?" One of them called, sweet and syrupy. A baby voice, fake, sickening. I clamped a hand over my mouth, trying to silence my panicked breath. "Are you gonna make us play hide and seek?" I curled on the sticky floor of the fridge, then, crashing, the sound of furniture being demolished. "You little brat." Their voice changed, violent and mean. "I'll do more than beat that rotten ass of yours if you don't come out." Drawers were ripped out, sheets torn off beds. My hiding spot was getting smaller and smaller. I covered my ears. "We can do this the easy way, or the hard way." My breath came in shallow gasps. "Where are you?" "Go away," I sobbed into my palms. But they didn't. They searched, they destroyed. I whispered, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." The room smelled like rotting food, old milk, blood, and suddenly I knew. It was my blood. Not now, not here, but sometime, somewhere. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. I trembled harder. The sniffing started next. Heavy, animalistic. Snorts, grunts, claws scratching near the door. I whimpered, and that was it. They heard me. The fridge door was ripped open. I didn't even have time to scream before long. Furry arms reached in and dragged me out. They stood towering above me. Two animatronic creatures. One was a deteriorated blue fox. The other, even worse, massive, looming, almost robotic. "We found you at last," the fox grinned, drool running from its mouth. "What are we going to do with you?" It mused, eyes falling to my bare feet. "Looks like our little piece of meat's already been played with," it chuckled. Billiard, the bigger one, smirked knowingly. "I'm sure he won't mind indulging us too." He held a birthday cake, pink frosting melting down the sides, glittering with sprinkles. "Are you hungry?" I shook my head, breath caught in my throat. The cake was beautiful, untouched, but his fingers were grimy, thick, unnatural. "Come on, boy," he cooed. "Have a little taste." "No, really," I whispered. A rotting animal stepped behind me, blocking my escape. Billiard smiled, dipping a finger into the cake. "I know you're starving," he said. "No, please." He ignored me, climbed on top of me. "You're going to eat it, whether you like it or not." Fistfuls of frosting shoved into my mouth. Again, and again. I gagged, choked. They laughed, like evil children. They carried me over their shoulders like a rag doll, through a massive factory filled with metal arms and meat hooks, disassembled machines, alien parts. "If you don't want cake," Billiard said, "maybe you'd rather see our entertainment." I fought, kicked, didn't matter. They slapped duct tape over my mouth, dragging me through conveyor belts and heaps of car skeletons. Eventually we arrived at a bizarre setup, blankets draped over low ceilings, tables decorated like a sad party, balloons and tinsel lining the walls. They dumped me on the grimy floor. "What's your name?" asked one of the teddy bear-looking things, jabbing my arm with a swollen finger. "Quinn," I choked out. "Aw, Quinn," said a pink and purple bunny. Her grin stretched unnaturally wide. "You don't need to be frightened of us," she said sweetly, lifting my shirt. Their eyes lit up, hungry. But there is reason to be, I thought, heart thudding. "You know we're not going to hurt you, right?" I nodded dumbly, trying not to breathe, not to panic. She whispered to the others, then turned back. "Good, good." Then she pulled my shirt off. I started to dissociate. Again, one of them pinched me. I whimpered, then scratching. Harder. "Hey now," the bunny said. "Let's do something else." She picked up a bundle of plastic party necklaces and draped them over my neck. They clapped. Then everything went quiet. "Get in the box." "What? You're the birthday surprise?" She pulled out a giant cardboard box from under the table. I backed away. "Wait, why me?" "Because it's always been you, Quinn." Billiard lifted a steel baseball bat. "You'll need to be very quiet until it's time. Can you do that?" The others stared, and suddenly, I saw it again. A flash. My apartment. Home. Candles. The couch. My boyfriend's arms around me. It was like watching a dream through frosted glass. "Wait," I shouted. "Stop. What's wrong?" Billiard asked. "Scared of the dark?" He grinned. Then the bat came down. Right on my knee. I screamed. "So sorry," he said. Then swung again. I collapsed. Couldn't breathe. "Why are you doing this?" "Because we can't have you running away now, can we?" He picked me up like a rag doll and gently, almost lovingly, placed me inside the box, closed the lid, sealing me in. The lid closed with a finality that made my ears ring. Darkness swallowed me whole. I could hear my own blood pulsing in my head, faster and faster, like footsteps approaching from inside my skull. "You're trapped here now." That voice again, familiar. My own, cruel. "You're stuck. And while you're locked inside your own head, another version of you is out there, picking up the pieces, pretending to be you." "No." I shook my head, cradling my legs, aching and raw. "It's not real. They're just monsters. Made up. Are they? Well, they feel pretty fucking real." Pain surged in my knees again. My head pounded. "It's your fault, Quinn," the voice whispered. "You brought this on yourself. You knew the rules. And you broke them." Time passed. I don't know how long. Eventually the box flaps tore open, and standing there was me. But shattered, larger, monstrous. "Ah!" I screamed, flinching away. "Get back here," he growled. His hand shot out, grabbing a fistful of my hair and yanking me up. "Don't hurt me," I cried. He sneered, then spit in my face. I turned away as the saliva ran down my cheek. "What do you want?" "For you to be a fucking man," he said. "Quit pretending." He reached again, but I ducked. "You think you can run on that busted leg?" I tried. I tried to stand, but I collapsed against a wall of black glass, smashing my nose with a sickening crunch. "Why can't you stop daydreaming?" he shouted. "Why can't you live in the real goddamn world?" I looked up as he approached. His eyes weren't angry anymore, just disappointed. "I know you better than anyone," he said. "Because I am you, the dirty piece that stayed behind while you tapped out." He crouched beside me. I was the one who smiled through it, who took it. So don't give me that blank stare now. "I don't know what you're talking about," I murmured. "Of course you do." He touched my lips with a dirty fingertip. "Of course you do." I tried to sink away. He followed. "You're not your own anymore, are you?" He smiled, almost gently. "You're lost, because you let your brain win." I shook my head. My chest burned with the effort not to cry. "I haven't been free in a long time," he whispered. "It's hard, isn't it, watching your life go by, like you're just some ghost floating through. Just let me be," I snarled. "Leave me alone," he chuckled, traced a finger down my cheek, and suddenly, I could almost feel my first kiss again. That awkward, unsure moment. Persuaded into it, afraid of rejection. Just wanting someone to notice me, to touch me, even if it meant letting myself be hurt, just like that day, the hand creeping down my shirt, and that hadn't even been the beginning. "You know what I'm talking about," he said, voice low. I jerked away from his touch. "It's not real if you don't believe it," I spat. "Quincy," he said, my real name, and pulled me into his arms. My head spun. Ah, he clicked his tongue, pulling out a lighter and flicking it until sparks flared. "Don't tap out on me. Not yet. We're just getting started." I woke in a dim room, arms aching. The monster version of myself stood nearby, holding a belt. I flinched. "Ah," he said, pointing at my arms. I looked down. Rope. I'd been tied up while unconscious, bound to a warped bed frame with coarse rope digging into my arms and hands. What are you doing?" I asked, panic rising. "It's called a stress position," he said, flicking the belt through the air. Crack. "How does it feel?" I jerked forward, but the ropes held me in a brutal U-shape. My legs bent backward behind me, chest stretched painfully open. "It hurts." "Good," he said. "It's supposed to..." He circled me like a predator. Suddenly, I wasn't there anymore. I was in a bathroom, a clock ticking somewhere far away. "No," I whispered. I know this. A voice answered in my ear, too close. "What's happening?" It was him. The broken version of myself. My shadow. "I'm waiting for Mother," I whispered. My throat closed around the word. A dark bathroom. Just a tinge of grayish-green light spilling through the window. Why was I back here? "She can't hurt you," he whispered. "You're not a kid anymore." But I felt like one. So small, so vulnerable. Sitting on the edge of the tub, back against a butterfly print shower curtain. Staring at the bathroom door. Clothes and old lady robes hanging on hooks. Warning. Trigger. Warning. Before I continue this next part, I have to state a content warning. Trigger warning. Religious violence toward children. This last bit contains fictional depictions of physical and emotional abuse inflicted on a child within a religious context. Themes include child abuse, religious-based punishment, psychological trauma, dissociation, and shame. Reader discretion is strongly advised. This content may be disturbing or upsetting to some audiences. Skip to video chapter 3 if you want to continue the story without hearing this last part. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and like if you want, show your support. I didn't feel sorry. I hadn't done anything wrong. But that didn't matter. It never mattered. The door banged open, she stormed in. I didn't run. I didn't speak. She sat on the toilet, voice shrill, already angry. I didn't need to listen. I knew what was coming. Her favorite weapon, a heavy window stick, rested on the sink. Solid wood, 2 inches thick, originally meant for old storm windows, now repurposed, now sacred. She lectured, blah blah blah. Then she pulled me up, made me stand beside her. I didn't cry, didn't plead. I just stood, eyes blank, jaw tight. That must have looked like rebellion to her. So she pulled me over her lap. Stop thinking, stop feeling. Float away. And I did. Until she pulled my pants down. And I felt everything again. I gasped, choked. Here's where I started to dissociate. Again. The beating started light. But it didn't matter. The shame broke me. I whimpered. So she hit harder. I didn't cry. So she really went for it. Until I did. Then it was over. She helped me dress. Sometimes I did it myself, trembling. My skin smarted, burned. And that pain, I would grow to chase it, to crave it, to need it. Because it made everything else go quiet. Later, we'd pray. Sit in a circle in the living room like nothing had happened. Please! Make it stop. I waited back face to face with my own reflection. Comment a heart if you want chapter 3. I post chapter uploads almost every Friday.